Alright guys, we are going to talk to you today about one of the most innovative, eco-friendly, and forward-thinking companies in the world today. My name is Billy Trainer, and this is my partner Coll Stanley. And we have a question for you guys. Are all of you familiar with Iron Man?
Yes.
Yes. Well, the CEO of Tesla is a modern-day Iron Man, but he doesn't fly around in a metal suit or, go play around with the Avengers. Ours smokes weed. Yeah. So, a little bit about our pothead CEO. It was formerly Tesla Motors, but is now Tesla Incorporated. And you'll understand why by the end of the presentation. Their mission statement was to accelerate the world's transition into sustainable transport. And in 2016, they transferred it to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. And little less known fact, it was not founded by Elon Musk. He joined later, and Coll talked about that a little bit. But their main focus at first was to create fully electric vehicles that would help our environment and help our economy, because they're pretty expensive.
Okay, so a little bit about the history of Tesla. Billy touched on it. It was actually founded in 2003 by two guys, and then after lawsuits and all that stuff, Elon Musk is one of the main investors, so he actually became the CEO because I guess he paid the most, so that helped him. And their first motor vehicle car or electronic car came out in 2008, and about 20,000 of these were produced worldwide. So not a crazy amount of cars were mass produced. And a little bit of background on Elon Musk, since he is the CEO, is he was born in South Africa, but actually moved to Canada later on in his life. And the reason he moved to Canada was because in South Africa, once you reach a certain age, you have to automatically enlist in the army, and he had other plans. He was actually bullied a lot as a child, which a lot of people don't know, and I didn't either. And he credits a lot of this to adversity and why he was able to push through and become such a great entrepreneur and businessman. So his business background, he moved to Canada and went to Queens, and then from there he actually graduated with with a degree in economics and physics from the University of Pennsylvania. And so he didn't get a master's or anything, so you don't have to worry about that. And he actually did go to Stanford, but only for a whopping 2 days. He dropped out after 2 days because a lot of his friends were talking about how hot the internet market was getting and all that stuff. So he decided that he wanted to invest in that. And now Billy's going to talk to you about the good environmental things.
So their environmental pros as to the way a Tesla is built is mainly in its engine. So it's fuel storage. A Tesla doesn't actually have a fuel storage. It has a very large battery with 4 smaller energy storing cells, and along with a cooling system and some electronical pieces, that make pretty much the car go forward. Their propulsion system is really cool. Unlike a regular car, it's not an internal combustion. There's no combustion whatsoever in the vehicle. It's, as you can see here, that's the engine. It's all on the bottom of the car. It's a rear-wheel drive, and this right here is what powers it forward. That's it. And the batteries are the most important thing in their so-called engine. The Tesla Motors was the first to use a nickel, cobalt, aluminum, and lithium battery, which gave them a 50% more energy density power, which means that for about every hour of charge, you have 60 miles of range. So it's basically the equivalent of 60 miles per gallon. And it has a maximum of 11 hours to charge. So yeah, the car is very pricey, but in the end you end up saving on gas, which you don't need at all. And next is the carbon footprint. Unlike any other vehicle ever, it doesn't have a carbon footprint. It doesn't have any fuel emissions whatsoever. No CO2 emissions at all. And did you know, most of you know that if you leave your car running in the garage and you're in it, eventually it will kill you. If you think about it, according to the U.S. publisher, there's somewhere close to 4.5 billion cars in the world, and if you think about how much CO2 each car releases into the atmosphere, that's potentially very dangerous to us if it's known that the CO2 emissions can kill us.
Okay, so they're not only just in for making cars, which a lot of people don't know, they actually have a lot of other appliances. So SpaceX, which is this top one up here, was founded in 2002, but it's just now starting to make really big strides. And pretty much what this is doing is it's just like getting on an airplane and flying from here to Los Angeles, but instead you're going to get to orbit around the moon. So pretty cool deal. And it's still in the works. One guy has pledged to do it right now, and if just for one person it's $200 million per ticket. And for two people, it's only $1 million, so you get a discount there. But if you think about it, his business side, if it gets a couple of people to do it, he's going to make a lot of return on investment. And just like the cars, this uses the exact same electronic engine, as if you'd like to say, and it'll take you all the way to the moon and back in only 5 days. The next one is the Hyperloop, and this one started in 2013 as an idea by Elon Musk. And there's two places right now that he has vocal affirmation that he can do it. So nothing really put into stone yet. But it's a high-speed train that'll take you. One place he wants to do it is in New York City to Philly, and the other one is from Houston to Dallas. And from Houston to Dallas, he says right now it would only take about 45 minutes to get you there. So rather than hopping on a plane and taking it's only a 45-minute flight, but you got to wait through, all the lines and all that stuff. This will only take 45 minutes, and also there's no emissions, anything bad for the world. So these are two other appliances that Tesla's involved with because of Elon Musk. And in conclusion,
Elon Musk should serve as a model CEO for technical development companies because one, he's making a huge profit out of it. Two, he's helping the environment substantial amount by not releasing anything harmful into the environment. And three, he's thinking forward into how we can expand our technology past our tiny little rock. So, thank you.
Any questions?
Okay, so let's